Hi, my name is Courtney and I'm here to tell you all about my journey through IVF. If you want to know the good, the bad, and the ugly, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and I'll tell you all about what's going on. I have been going through the infertility struggle for probably about 4 years now. As soon as I got married, I was ready to start our family, and we tried for right about a year, and I expected to have some sort of difficulties leading up to trying to start our family, because I do have endometriosis and had some really tough goes with it growing up. So I figured that infertility might just be in the cards. However, I didn't know it would hit us the way it would. We tried for about a year and then went to go see a specialist. As soon as we saw the specialist, they did all of the run-of-the-mill tests, testing all my numbers, testing my husband, seeing exactly what was going on with both of us. Unfortunately, he had issues and I had issues, which left us about an 18% chance of starting our family the old-fashioned way. Ain't nobody got time for that at all. So with all that crazy news, the doctor wanted my husband to have some surgeries. I had to have a surgery and end up getting some cysts removed, make sure we address my fibroids, remove any of the endometriosis they found that was blocking my tubes, and see if that would alleviate any of the issues. Well, in that testing phase, we ended up getting pregnant. Like, as soon as I had my, I think it was the HSG, it ended up flushing out a little bit of what was going on, blocking one of my tubes, and I ovulated, and we got pregnant. About 11 weeks later, I miscarried. It was one of the most traumatizing experiences that I've ever been through. And I'm just being honest. I thought that I was all alone in the situation. You hear that women have miscarriages all the time, but nobody really talks about it. It was a little disheartening, and I still kind of get slightly thrown off whenever I go to the doctor and have to get an ultrasound. But to get an ultrasound and for the lady, the sonographer, to ask me, "Are you sure? Because I don't see anything right now." Really? Is that what you tell people? Okay. So after getting that news, I actually had to wait another 2 weeks to see if there were any changes, any growth with what had implanted, and sure enough, we stopped progressing in the pregnancy around 7-8 weeks. Yeah, it was super disheartening. So getting that information and that news, going through the process of miscarrying, traumatizing. And one of the worst things that I've ever been through in my life. Coming off of that, I actually ended up going through therapy to try to work through it, because that pregnancy loss was so hard for me. Like I said, I felt like I was alone, and that's why this channel really exists. I'm here so that somebody never has to feel the way that I felt, and if you do, you at least know that there's somebody else out there who's been in the exact same seat as you. And look, I made it out. I'm here on the other side, here to share, here to learn, and just be with everybody through this process. I'm an open book. If anybody has any questions or wants to know anything, then ask me. If I have the answer, I'll tell it. I'll share. That part of our journey led us to another doctor. My therapist recommended me going to get a second opinion to check out another clinic, and sure enough, we did that. They recommended as well that we could do IVF, but some of the things for my husband weren't the same. They said if he got me pregnant once, we can do it again. So the doctor recommended that we would do IVF. That would probably be our best option. My husband wouldn't have to have anything done on his end. I could just go through the regular process and we'll see what we could come out with. That was a struggle because my counts were super low. We were able to retrieve 6 eggs, fertilize 6, and only 2 made it to the blastocyst phase for transfer. Of those 2, we decided to go ahead and freeze them and get them tested and make sure that the genetics were okay with the embryos, because the last thing that I wanted to experience again was a pregnancy loss. So we got them sent off and tested. They came back great. Everything was cool. So we moved forward with the transfer. That transfer went a-okay, and we have our little son, Axel. He is a ball of energy and super fun and a blessing to our lives, and I'm just so happy that it worked for us, because many times it does not. I mean, I know the reality of that situation. It was 50-50 chance of this embryo sticking and still growing, and of course it did. So now we're gearing up for round 2. Axel is 18 months now and we're getting older. So we wanted to go ahead and get our family expanded as soon as possible. We are in the middle of this pandemic, trying to move forward and make the best of the situation without it really slowing us down. My husband is 40. I am 35. I'll be 36 in a few weeks. So we definitely didn't want to wait. So right now we are in the process of waiting on our protocol so we can do our frozen embryo transfer with the last embryo that we have left. Like, subscribe, click that bell. Let me know anything that you want to hear about. If you want to hear about the tests that were involved, if you want to hear about how I've been trying to keep my weight in check and lose the baby weight, let me know.